Hello people, and welcome to Adult Talk. It's been a while since the last Monchichi video, which you guys seem to really love, and I'm super happy that video was very well received. If you haven't seen it, go ahead and, go and see and click on the thingy. So it's been some time since that video was uploaded, and a lot has happened. Because it's been my intention to get back into making videos at least once a week, or at least one video every 2 weeks. That schedule kind of got messed up because I didn't feel like it was appropriate to upload a video given what our Ukrainian people are going through with this war. I just didn't feel like me coming on here talking about dolls held a whole lot of weight, considering there are people literally in terrible situations. But then I gained some perspective. Even though there are terrible things happening in the world, there can also be safe spaces as well. I want this video and my channel to kind of serve as some sort of a safe space. So we're down here on the floor and we're in front of my yarn. This is my little yarn stash. I like to keep it somewhat small, comparatively small. It's been months since I bought some yarn, and the reason why I wanted to bring you guys down here and just kind of like be in front of the yarn, that's really how I've been connecting with my dolls recently. So this is Midori. She's not new at all. You guys know her. However, she has had some changes, just like I have in the recent months. She got a new body. Midori was on an SD13 body, and I decided that she kind of needed a more mature looking body, and I just kind of wanted her to have a more curvaceous kind of an aesthetic. With that being said, I kind of wanted something that could be dressed up in very decadent pieces, but also be dressed down in very simple, comfortable pieces. And I chose the Feeple 65 body. And after getting this body, I started to knit a whole lot. Okay, so here's my lovely girl, Midori. Oh, so stunning. This is still probably one of my favorite face-ups. But, okay, so here we have... It's not really a dress. It's probably more of a fitted sweater with a little spin on it. I was going to knit it a little bit longer to make it kind of like a little mini dress, but then I figured I'm always putting Midori in dresses, and now that she's got this new body, I think it would be nice to try new silhouettes, so I opted for more of a top. Now, I love the way this has turned out, especially considering I completely fucking winged this. I didn't do it from any kind of pattern, and I just kind of went with the flow, did things that I really enjoyed. I really played with increasing and decreasing with this piece because I don't really get a whole lot of practice with that, so I decided to squeeze that in, and I really like it. I even like the sides here, which normally I end up hating my salvage edges because, you know, they're usually a little messy because sometimes I rush that part. But yeah, I really like how this turned out. I knit sleeves, but I don't think I'll do sleeves. I really like this silhouette the way it is. And then I'm also planning on maybe down the line getting her a leather jacket or making her a leather jacket, and I feel like with this not having sleeves, it'll make it easier to layer. So what to do with the sleeves that I knit? We're just gonna make them leg warmers. Because I figure even though I increased as it got to the part that would attach to the actual shoulder, I guess, hemline? Like it would go here. So down here at the bottom, they flare out a bit. But I feel like it works with this body. It's not so bad. And I do like the ribbing around her knees. It's really cute. It's really cute. I'm not mad at it. Yeah, not mad at it. And then I think maybe pairing that with a shoe and it'll look great. So after knitting that and loving how the silhouette worked on her body, I decided to make something a little bit more simple. It's a simple vest, and it's actually not knit. Well, it is knit. It's knit and it's crochet. I knit the ribbing at the bottom here, but this bit here, the stockinette stitch here, this is not knit. This has been Tunisian crocheted to create the stockinette stitch. It looks really good. It's just, I believe I took this to work with me, and I didn't want to like lose a needle, so I decided to do the stockinette stitch with my hook rather than do it with my needles and stuff like that. But then when I got it home, I knit the ribbing at the bottom and I knit the collar. And after making this piece, I really dug the yarn. And the yarn that I used was Lion Brand's Mani Pedi. A gorgeous yarn, gorgeous yarn. So after making this, I was like, oh, well, you know what? I want some more. I need more of this stuff so I can like make other things out of it. This is the stuff. This is Lion Brand's Mani Pedi. And this is one of their colorways. Really beautiful yarn. Really beautiful yarn. And they up and discontinued it. So I went and bought new skeins of this stuff on eBay, and that's what I've been using, I want to say, the last month or so. The piece that I actually made this for another doll that I actually sold so that I could donate to the different organizations for Ukrainian refugees. So the doll that I initially made this for, and I'll go ahead and show you guys a picture, but the doll that I initially made this for, he's gone now. He actually should be showing up to his new home sometime today. I kept this piece because I really like it. This is crochet, and I've really been enjoying how this yarn's variegated colors have been working in a piece. Like, I really like it. It's like, you know how everybody seems to be obsessed with like tie-dye shit lately? Like, it's not tie-dye, but it's giving me that mood where there's just like splashes of color all over the place. Oh my god. So, okay, I've been adding obnoxious big buttons to the pieces that I've been creating with this yarn, and honestly, it's just been making me super happy. By the way, this is Tachibana. This is my LB Tachibana. He's a sweetheart. And since I guess his counterpart left to go live with somebody else for a very good cause, he decided to model this piece because I think he really likes it. Doesn't he look happy? Look at him. He looks so pleased with himself. He's so cute. Since that worked out so well, let me see if I can squeeze in like smaller pieces, because if it works with like a smaller doll, then I could get away with making some things for YoSD. I've been collecting the LOL Surprise tween dolls, and they're about the size of a tiny. Actually, they're exactly the size of a tiny with a big head. The tween body actually reminded me a lot of the Mew doll curvy body. Just the curvaceousness of the tween body of the LOL Surprise dolls reminded me so much of it that after I made this little sweater dress for the body, I decided to try it on my little baby Yuya. Isn't that cute? It was a sweater dress that I made for the tween body, but it fits on him absolutely perfectly. So he's just kind of wearing it. So doesn't he look super cute? He looks like he's like ready to go outside and just chill. Now, you're probably wondering, like, why don't you do sleeves? I like to make sleeves not often. Whenever I make my little tiny makes, I have like this urge to layer and like add other pieces with it. And since I like to layer, it's not really practical to make a full sleeve that I'm just gonna try and jam into another like cardigan or jacket. So I've kind of just made the conscious decision to not do the sleeves. That way, when I do go to layer, it's not a huge headache for me and I'm not ruining something that I've spent time and money on making. So after that went so well, I was like, okay, so knitting it in such a small size worked perfectly. It's still in scale. Can I get away with a similar scale or a Barbie size scale but crocheting? Crocheted fabrics are just thicker. Like for people that don't knit and crochet, the knit fabric is thinner and the crochet fabric is thicker. You crochet something, no matter the scale, it will just be thicker than that of whatever you knit. She is a Popo lady head on an Aurora doll body. These were factory defects that I found on the secondhand market, and had this rooted, and then they just seemed to go together, so smashed them together, and then I painted them. A lot of people love these dolls. I've got two of them. Her sister's up for sale, but I customized two of them. I love them. I'm more partial to this one than her sister, which is why her sister's up for sale. But love her. Wanted to make her something, so I made her this crop top. This is actually one of my patterns that I actually had tested. I want to share it because it's a super simple pattern. I whipped this up in, I want to say, maybe 30 minutes. If that. But yeah, this is one of my crops. And as you can see, it looks more chunkier on this scale. And this scale would probably be more like the Barbie scale. Yeah, she's like 12 inches. Looks chunky, but not out of scale chunky. It looks like she went to Forever 21 or Target and purchased one of those crochet tops that I've been seeing a lot lately in the world of fast fashion. Which is interesting because I don't consider crochet to be anywhere near fast fashion. And I know that's a whole nother topic and I'm not going to rant on it, but fast fashion is killing the fucking planet just like all the other wasteful shit that we do in America and the world, and it burns. However, she looks like she went to the store and just picked up one of those pieces and it still works. So that made me super excited. I made this. Not the hat. This was Malabrigo. This is the yoga colorway, and I knit this cute little sweater dress last night. No, night before last. Night before last. This was such a fun, cute little project. Super simple. I think it might have taken me about an hour to an hour and 15 to complete the entire project. And I mention that because if you're like me, the instant gratification really gets you through your craft. Sometimes you do need a project that you could just pick up and then put down over the course of maybe a week. Those are great. But if you're like me when it comes to dolls, instant gratification all the time. It's so good. It's so good. So this was so much fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And I love how it's striped up. Like, this is a variegated yarn, and the way that it's striped with the gray, and then like every time gray wants to be introduced, there's always like this little white cream color that will pop up, and then look how that cream color came up here at the top of the collar. Oh my god, I just love it. I love it. I love it so much. And then it's so crazy because I'm such a huge fan of Amber Caro. I don't know what it is about her that draws me in. I think it might be the way her words wrap around my mind. You know, it's like everything she says and writes feels like some kind of storybook, and I really love it. So anyway, I'm a huge fan of Amber Caro, and one of her favorite colors is green. And so after making this, I actually read her post, gave me the perspective to come on here and actually talk about my doll hobby. So I kind of took it as like, this was meant to be. Yeah, super cute. I enjoyed that. So I was like, okay, I could probably squeeze out another small piece in a totally different color scheme, but in the same neighborhood. I decided to make a little crop for my, what is he, Little Feet? My Little Feet. This is Ollie. He's so cute. And I think this one also took me maybe an hour. Yeah. Because again, I have a habit where I will start knitting just before I need to make dinner. And then I'll stop, make the dinner, eat the dinner, and then go back to the knitting. So I made this. Again, I omitted the sleeves. Super simple pattern. Yeah, I love that. And I made a crop specifically because I love the little belly button. Oh my god, the belly button on the Little Feet body is super cute. It reminds me back in the day when I used to have pookie fees. Isn't this cute? I mean, come on. Super adorable. And again, I love the way these colors come through. Like, look at that at the tip of the collar. Ah. So pretty. So pretty. Okay. So I've obviously been having fun. Love this stuff. But if you love a yarn and you know that it's discontinued, at some point you do have to pump the brakes a little bit. Getting to the point where I know that I love mani-pedi. I can't even think of a favorite colorway because honestly, every colorway that I've gotten in the stuff has been so fun. I've enjoyed all the deep saturated colors. I love the feel of the yarn. It feels very luxe to me. Like, it feels like something that you've spent a good amount of money on. And mani-pedi, I don't remember being all that expensive. I don't think it was $10. I think it was something like $7.99, which is pretty cheap for a nice feeling yarn for the way that it works up and how nice it is. But I didn't want to use it all up. So I was like, okay, let me go through my yarn and use some of my other super fine yarn. Because I have quite a few. Like, I've got the collection of super fine yarn because it's my favorite size. I came across amazing lace around the same time that I came across mani-pedi. So I decided to work this. Now, I've used this before and I've raved about it. I actually put up a post with my Paulette. I had made her a really nice crop top and love this stuff. So I decided to give my mani-pedi a break and work with this. And I wanted to make something that I intended for my smart doll. This is my cute boy Ander. Say hello, Ander. Hello. Hello, everybody. For some reason, like, I feel like Ander would have a really deep voice. If not a deep voice, maybe something that's really resonant. Like, whenever I look at him, for some reason, his voice is deep in my head. Anyway, he took the cardigan. I wanted to do something with a whole lot of texture. If I could show you here, watch out. So we've got all the texture. Look at that. Oh. And I really think that this yarn held up to all of the texture techniques really well. I continued the texture all throughout the back and the hood. And the sleeves. I told you I make sleeves. I know I don't make sleeves a lot because honestly, it's not really, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense with the layering. But being that this is one of the pieces that I would layer on top of other things, this got sleeves. And it's big, it's floppy, it fits on her exactly the way that I intended it to, but he took it, he was like, this is mine. He's just so pushy. He just likes to take things. He does. I can't even tell you how many tiny Monchichi I brought in the house and he's like, mine! You know? Sorry about that. My camera just turned off. I guess it decided, girl, you've been talking too long, shut the fuck up. Ever since that last Monchichi video, I've just been making stuff and it's been really fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any video requests, just put them down in the comments. So I'll see you guys in my next one.